All right, I am just now looking. Can you guys hear me now? Let's see. Can you hear me now? Oh, dang it. Well, looks like I waited too long to look at the screen. So y'all had a silent yoga class. All right, well, we're together now. Thank you for your patience. I will officially, I'll post my phone number here. Y'all can call me if you need to. All right, so on that note, we were walking the elbows over to the right. Oh, my words of wisdom, they were so good too. All right, so now you push down through the elbows, you grip your hands into the floor. Try to slide the lower body forward as the head and shoulders reach back. That's funny. Perfect. Now you keep the left arm right where it is. Keep pushing through the left elbow. You're going to slide the right hand to flat close to your right hip. Try to keep the right side of your hips down. Look over your right shoulder. It's kind of hard whenever you're dealing with computers because it's hard to tell if it's you or if it's me. It was me today. Now you're pushing down through this right hand, trying to keep the right hip down. You look over your right shoulder. Arch the chest for 3, 2, yay. Elbows come back to the center. Walk all the way back. Fold the hands in. Rest your head down on your hands. Close your eyes. Nice deep breaths. Feeling the difference between left and right side. Bend the knees, pick the feet up, tick-tock. And then relax the legs down. We slide the elbows underneath the shoulders. And then you walk elbows all the way to the left. So now we've lengthened the right side of the body, shorten the left. Close your eyes. Two more deep breaths. And now you keep pushing down through this right elbow. Slide the left hand to flat, close to your left hip. And you're going to push through this left arm. Right shoulder stays down. Try to keep the left hip on the floor, so this is a twist. And notice that it's hard to breathe. It's one of the ways you know you're in a twist is that you can't breathe quite the same. One more inhale. You fight for it. So nice. And then you exhale. Elbows come back to the center. Perfect. Push down through the arms. You grip your hands into the floor, and now you pull. Try to slide the lower body forward as the head and shoulders reach back. There we go. Tick-tock your head. Keep pulling with the hands. Pick the elbows up 1 inch. And still pulling. Oh, goodness. Two more breaths. Last inhale. Keep your head right where it is. as best as you can. You might melt towards the floor. That's okay. You just fight for it. We slide the hands close to the hips. With the shoulders down, you're going to push all the way up. Peel your upper body off the floor. Come into up dog. And then once you're in up dog, get the shoulders down. Tick-tock your head. And then we do our little tick-tock. So you look over the left shoulder, roll into the right hip. You pick the left hip up, and then you switch to the other side. Right hip up, you look over the right shoulder. One more time each way. Really gripping your hands into the floor. Very nice. And now you're going to come all the way back onto hands and knees just for a moment. Go ahead and wiggle your hips just for fun, because that sure is dandy. And then you're going to locate your left knee. And you're going to slide that left knee all the way forward to between your hands. And you're going to timber your body over onto the left hip. So the left hip is down. You arch up on the fingertips. We're not worried about the back leg at all. So if this leg is bent, if you have turned into some kind of, you've opened up towards the right, that's okay. Your job is to fight for it with the left hip down. Nice deep inhales. Matter of fact, go ahead and close your eyes. Notice what it feels like. Let's inhale. Notice where most of the weight is in your hands. Should feel it in the left arm more than the right. You might get a cramp around the back on the right side. If that's the case, you just untwist yourself a little bit and come back as soon as you can. Now crush the left knee down into the floor. Arch the upper body up a little bit more. Catching the left foot, you're going to slide your left shin to parallel with the front edge of your mat. And once you get the shin parallel with the front edge of your mat, I want you to try to touch your toes to your shin. So we've opened up this position. It's called pigeon. And now the left knee, see what it would take to get the left knee to the floor. So notice my knee isn't to the right. My knee is actually kind of in line with my left hip. The shin is parallel. I'm trying to touch my toes to my shin. And then on top of that, you push your knee to the floor. You imagine you have like a grape underneath the left knee. You're trying to squash it. That's it. One more breath. Beautiful. Now here's where it can get a little complicated, so just bear with me. Your shin that is parallel with the front edge of your mat, you're going to slide it over until it's parallel with the side of your mat. So now the shin is parallel with the right side of my mat, and my thigh is parallel with the front of the mat. You take your right leg backer, and you take your elbows downer. And now we're in a twist. And let's check it out. Take a deep breath. Breathing has changed. Try to walk the elbows over to the left, away from the front leg. Oh, goodness. If you haven't, try closing your eyes as you inhale. Breathe all the way down to the pelvis. Feel the work of the upper body as you fight to inhale. Let's take a few breaths together. So everyone takes a normal inhale, and then you exhale. Keep exhaling. You empty the lungs completely. Get all the oxygen out. Keep exhaling, and then slowly you start to inhale. Keep inhaling. Keep inhaling. Exhale. Keep exhaling. Get all that oxygen out. Even more exhale. A little bit more, and then slowly. Like you've sprung a leak, you start to inhale. Keep going. Now you breathe on your own. Try to recreate the breaths we took together. Very good. Hands slide underneath the shoulders. Take your hands as wide as your mat, and you're going to somehow end up back on hands and knees. There we go. Hands are underneath the shoulders. Knees are underneath the hips. You wiggle the hips. Checking back in for a moment. And then we get second side. So, locate your right knee. You slide the right knee forward, and you timber onto the right hip. Arch the fingers up. For this first one, we have the foot pretty close to the hips. You can point the toe of the right foot. And as you arch the chest up, you crush the right knee into the floor. And you want to see if you can create space between the femur, the inner thigh, and the right side of pelvis. That's it. Close your eyes. Nice deep inhales. Seeing what you can breathe into, what sensations you can discover. One more inhale. And then slide the shin forward. So now I have my right shin parallel with the front edge of the mat. The right thigh is parallel with the outer edge of the mat. And now I'm crushing this right knee down. Again, we're not worried about the back leg. We're trying to get to your right hip right now. And once you've done this once you got your leg in place, when you press the right knee towards the floor using the meat, so I'm not using my hand. I'm using what's weak, the outside of the hip, as I arch up with the chest. Just noticing what's there. Two more breaths. Make them count. Try to make them as deep as the one we did together. Count of 10, try to inhale. Notice that it's not necessarily easy to breathe here, but it's not the same as it feels when you're in a twist. One more breath. And now here we go. Speaking of twist, you're going to slide the right shin across your mat all the way over to the left side. You take the left leg back, and now we have the right shin parallel with the outside edge of the mat, the right thigh parallel with the front edge of your mat, and then you take your elbows in front of that right thigh for our second side twist. Elbows walk over to the right. Oh, here we go. Take a few breaths on your own. Noticing, connecting to, feeling what's going on in your right side. Along the left hip. You feel the work that your shoulders are having to deal with. The weight of your body is trying to get to the floor, and I want you to push down through the elbows, try to get the upper body up. And now, of course, we breathe together. So nice, smooth, deep inhales. And as you exhale, you empty the lungs. Keep exhaling. Keep exhaling, and then slowly start to inhale. Keep inhaling. Exhale. Keep exhaling. Get all the oxygen out a little bit more, and then slowly you start to inhale. Keep inhaling. And then you can exhale. Now feel what those breaths just did to the twist. Inhaling like that is transformative for this process. In the beginning, I could barely get my elbow on the floor. I was not good at this stuff. And now it's just, I crave it. It feels so good. So if you're not quite to, this feels great. Hopefully you've done this enough that you know you'll definitely feel better after, which is why we're here. One more breath. Very nice. You slide the hands under the shoulders. We're going to spin the legs all the way to the front of the mat. Grab a block. You're going to take it with you because we're going to lie over it before we come up to standing. So you take your block. We'll do a fist width today. So you take a fist right where the tailbone ends, you put your hand and then you slide the block up against the hand. This is a little bit lower than normal, so it might be worse. So keep a block with you just in case. Remember, the hips have to be down and it's okay if the head doesn't touch. We just put a block underneath the head so you can relax into the position. So now that you've got those two things nice and solid, keep the hips down, you slowly lie back, having a block to set underneath the head if you need. And then if in the beginning you do need a block, you just let the block be there. And once you feel you can try it without the block, get rid of the block and try lying your head on the floor. You can do that multiple times if you need. Remember, this practice is for you to feel your body, and this move in particular can be super awful when you first do it. So you take your time, but I promise if you do have back pain, this is the antidote to it. If you don't have back pain, this is your insurance to never have it. So nice slow deep breaths. We're trying to relax belly. And if you are feeling any compression in lower back, most likely you can't relax your belly. So poke around in your belly real quick. See if it feels tight, like rock solid. And your job is to try to get this stuff off. How can you relax your belly? You poke around in there a little bit. Very good. This is the thing you're trying to turn off. And as you turn that off, we're going to work to turn on your extensor. So contract your back, and what it feels like is the hips and the shoulder blades are trying to touch one another. So I don't pick my hips up, my hips stay down. Even if your head is on a block, you can push your head into the block. And now you try to pick the lower back up. And go ahead and relax that. 3 more times, you contract the back. And relax. Contract. Relax. One more time. Relax. And then we're going to contract it. Left leg stays straight. You pick it up 1 inch. Wiggle the toes, roll the ankle. Can you breathe while contracting the back? If you can't, that means you're using abdomen. So see if you can take a deep inhale while you're picking the back up off the block. And now you relax the left leg down. Same thing with the right leg. You're still strongly contracting your back. There we go. Roll the ankle. Very nice. And now you play around with, you keep the right leg straight. Don't jump the leg up. What did it take to lighten the left leg and have both legs up off the floor? What? Oh, goodness. 3, 2. Give that up. Take a couple breaths. And now you bend your knees, slide your feet to flat. Feet as wide as your mat. You tick-tock the knees. Rolling onto the right hip, you pick the left hip up. And then rolling onto the left hip, you pick the right hip up. Slow and easy. Very good. Now you pick a side. Don't sit up. You roll off the block all the way. Get rid of the block that's underneath you. Set it on down. Walk the legs out straight. Get the shoulders down if you can. Have the palms face up. Arms straight. Close your eyes. And explore with your breath what your body feels like now. Feel the temperature of the air as you inhale. You feel your palms. your feet. Feel the weight of your body relax a little bit deeper into the floor. Just noticing what's present. If there's any sensations that are lacking, like a place on your body that you can't quite feel, anywhere you're holding on to tension, you don't have to fix or change any of it, just feel it. This is your moment. This is your hour to be exactly how you are. There's no other way for you to be. And then you start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Roll the ankles, make a fist, you roll your wrists. Bend the knees, feet come to flat. With the feet as wide as your mat. You tick-tock the knees, and then take the arms up overhead, like a roller coaster. Stretch. It's nice. And then when you're ready, you pick a side, take your arms back down to your side, roll all the way over, and you make your way to standing. And once you do get upright, tick-tock your head. There we go. Palms face up. Try to point your thumbs to the floor, wrists reach apart, elbows kick forward. Get the shoulders down, down, down away from your ears. I want you to feel a contraction in your back from pulling those shoulder blades down. Hips are back over the heels. Head reaches straight up. Tick-tock the head. Ooh, so you can get a stretch all the way down to the shoulder joint, along the neck. So nice. Here we go. And your head comes back to center. Keep the shoulders nice and down. Just relax your arms. Close your eyes. Scan your body one last time. May you have a fabulous Wednesday. Thank you so much for your patience. If you have any questions, let us know. Self high fives. I can't wait to see you next time. Bye.